guys, and welcome back to another League of Legends Shoutcast we got going on right now. Apart from that mumble of words, we have a good game ahead of us, I think. We got some fun champions in this, and let's name them off and start the game up. For the blue side, we got Kha'Zix, we got Thresh support, Lucian in the bot lane, Riven top, and then Annie, the Tibbers, in the mid lane. On the other side, we have Garen top. We got the purple stuff in the jungle, Malzahar. Got Jinx as the AD carry with Morgana as the support and Ahri as the mid laner. And we're going to start this one off right away. Standard spread. I mean, they have an opening here. If they would have invaded, there would be a nice little opening here, but only we can see that, so. Looks like Kha'Zix is going to start his red up and away. Gonna get it going, gonna get a pretty decent leash from Lucian and Thresh, honestly. Okay, calm down, Lucian and Thresh. That's a really nice leash. Holy shit. If only my people leash for me like that. Holy crap, look at that leash. Malzahar doesn't really need a leash, honestly. He's pretty stupid in the jungle. With his minions. Jinx, gonna go ahead and farm on her own, actually. So Morgana mid. Oh, I see. So Ahri is actually disconnected right now, or having troubles. It was weird, because in the spectator mode, when I loaded in, actually, she wasn't doing so well. Kha'Zix actually going to go over to Malzahar's blue buff and attempt to take it. And they don't see this, obviously. I wonder if they say he's running, no, he's running AP runes. So, going to be clearing a little slower. He's running full AP, well, near full AP for 26 AP. Can actually get his blue buff completely taken. So Malzahar being put in behind early. We'll see what happens with that. Jinx gonna try and survive on her own. Morgana here. Morgana's actually gonna do pretty okay. Apart from she has a support build, so we'll see if Annie can capitalize on her being a bit weaker in lane. And Malzahar's gonna turn around the corner to see that his blue buff is gone. Garen and Riven trading. We'll see how that one goes. Went. I see. So it looks like they both came in. Grasp got down there. She got a full combo down, unluckily. And the ignite and the auto attacks kill each other. Oh, ignite versus teleport. So ignite used that fight and Garen still comes away. That's pretty good for the Garen. Winning a trade with an ignite, still having teleport up and having the chance to make a play somewhere else. Malzahar is going to probably stay in his jungle for a while. His ganks aren't really that great until he's 6, for obvious reasons. Similar to a Warwick, like, he can show up, sure, but, like, other than that, unless the lane actually has some crowd control for the Malzahar, it's going to be a struggle to actually gank something. Kha'Zix rotating over, Garen not using his trinkets. We'll see how this pans out. Oh, Garen. The Q coming out. Oh, no. And I do believe, what, Riven wasn't paying attention. Okay. So Garen gets away scot-free from that. He probably would have been forced to use his flash at least if Riven actually paid attention. But Garen comes away unscathed, gonna regen up with his passive. Blah, blah. Morgana struggling in the mid lane. She's trying to control it. Ahri's rotating over now. She's level 1, so. Oh, that's pretty bad, because if Annie's gonna hit 6 way before Ahri, and she can just dump into her and get ahead on this lane. Morgana is gonna recall and try and help out Jinx. Jinx actually doing alright, she's only behind a few farm. And luckily she's got a rocket, so she can farm from really far away. Missing like a few farm under the tower, but that's, you know, completely necessary. Pretty scary lane though. 2v1ing a Jinx with Lucian and Thresh. If she makes one mistake, she's going to either expend her flash or probably die. That's still clearing the jungle. Go ahead and away. Now he's got a lot of his abilities, his Malefic Visions and his Call of the Void and his W. He's going to be able to clear that jungle pretty damn quick, actually. Did he miss it? I do believe he did miss it. But he still gets it, so it's not much of a problem. We're going to level 5. It's actually ahead of the bottom lane. The W does land. If they can get a binding, which they don't. Malzahar coming in from behind. If they can wait for a bar, oh shit. Oh, really nice play, flashing towards the Malphite. I mean the Malzahar. Malzahar gets his Malefic Visions down. It's transferred over. This is a really nice gank for the Malzahar. Malzahar gets another one. Malzahar putting the Malefic Visions down, calling his Voidlings over, and picking up a nice bit of ganking there. 2 kills for the bottom lane. And Kha'Zix, you know, trying to make a good play by the Morgana to just run through them. And Jinx did did use a flash. Annie, as said, does kill Ari. Oh, he's just waiting for it, look. He's probably gonna try and flash on it. I think he does. Oh, that was really terrible. And just dead. There's not much she can do. I knew that was gonna happen. Malzahar gonna start the dragon buff though. He's gonna be really good at taking this. Hasn't got that much mana left. Probably just needs. Oh, he doesn't even have mana for his W. But they are probably gonna take this. Malefic Visions is down. The smite's about to come in, I think. Lovely. So dragon for the red team. That was the Infernal Drake. That's an extra bit of attack damage and ability power to the red team there. We're going to see how this pans out, how Malzahar is going to scale. Because now Malzahar actually does scale pretty well. His blue buff's about to respawn. I wonder if Kha'Zix will try and take it again, since Kha'Zix does have the timer on it. Or if he's going to be a little bit scared now that red team's bottom lane are doing well. Ari just needs to play it very safe, unfortunately. There's not much she can do. He's going to go ahead and go back. That's actually getting a tracker's knife, which is pretty nice for him. Going to be building towards that runic echoes by the look of it. Jinx getting a BF sword over a fucking serrated dark, which is amazing. Morgana just completely zoning these guys out of any kind of farm or experience right now. Gotta be a little careful. Luckily Kha'Zix is showing up. Actually Kha'Zix headed top right now. Walks over a ward. Does see it. And I think he's gonna get away scot-free. Does flash for it. The flash comes in. That's a good stun. And he's dead. Meanwhile, bottom lane. Oh, she gets hooked in. Which survives with a good heal from the AD carry. Jinx just kills Lucian as he walks up, and I don't even know what bloody Lucian was doing there. One rocket would have killed him. And Lucian and bot lane get another double kill. So Jinx 3-0 right now. Malzahar ganked the lane, got him ahead, and now Jinx is using that gank and getting ahead in the lane. And this guy, Malzahar, once he actually gets his ultimate, he becomes a real threat. That gank was done without Malzahar's ultimate. If Malzahar had his ultimate, I think it would have been a triple kill because of the Kha'Zix being there too. He's going to pop up his W, refresh it with his Q. I'll have to see what happens. It's a bit of a farm fest. Look, speaking about farm, let's see who has the most farm right now. At the moment it is Annie with 74. Jinx actually only with 37 farm. So she's a little behind. She needs to catch up. They're playing this lane really far ahead. Really good for them that they're winning against this Lucian with the Jinx. We have to remember this lane was 2v1 for a while, but because of jungle intermission, it became easier. Nazar is circling around. No stun or slow for the Malzahar means it's going to be pretty slow actually getting this scuttle crab, but he's going to be okay doing it. There we go. Meanwhile, bottom lane, she picked up another pickaxe, so furthering her lead with extra damage. Kha'Zix's going to try and show himself. Actually does get spotted out by that ward, so they know that they are there. I mean, that Kha'Zix is there. Annie looking for the flash ult. Actually doesn't have flash, so she can't actually do that just yet. Kha'Zix is coming around. Probably going to jump over the wall looking at that ping. We'll keep an eye on what happens up there with Kha'Zix if he actually does make a move over that wall while we watch other lanes. Nazar just going to keep rotating and farming. There's not really any lane to gank. He could try and gank the Annie, but it's pretty scary actually. Though he can actually remove the stun. He's going to be jumping down, I think. What the heck? Or not. Meanwhile, bottom lane. Thresh goes a pretty low, but Morgana gets traded back with the nice hook from the Thresh, so pretty even. Oh, that is just dead, and I don't know if the flash was exactly necessary, but you know, more power to you. You probably could have just rocketed him or you know shot him because he was binded, but either way, they pick up another kill on Thresh. A great binding by the Morgana. Gonna try another binding. Oh god, what happened up at top? So it looks like they try the gank. Yeah, they try the gank, and Riven gets a little too antsy and is actually gonna get Demacian Justice in her face. Kha'Zix is like, I can't win this fight, and runs away. A nice turnaround for the Garen there, using his damage. Riven not really respecting the amount of damage Garen can actually put out in a burst situation. And she was pretty low already, and now Garen's just going to regen all of that health with his perseverance. Kha'Zix actually getting low again. Malzahar looks like he's covering mid. I don't know where. Oh, Ari is moving, so she's still around. Malzahar's got to be pretty careful with no passive. Now he does actually have his passive though, so we'll have to see what happens. Though Annie is 2 levels ahead. We'll have to see if this Annie becomes a problem since she's been having a pretty easy lane so far. Lots of ward coverage in the bottom side jungle. We're going to ward here, a pink here. This pink's not very well positioned. It should be up here somewhere, but can't fault that. He's got a ward here. So bot lane is pretty covered. The only place Kha'Zix could actually run is down the lane now. And even then, that's pretty telegraphed. So bot lane has a really nice amount of ward control. Probably from the support and the tracker's knife for Malzahar. And he completed a Rod of Ages. Probably completed that a little soon. And has actually got up a needlessly large rod. So this is a massive power spike for Annie. And Flash isn't up, but she is going to hurt a lot more now. So I'll have to see what she does with this power spike. Lucian and Thresh just have to ride this lane out and try and get ahead. Jinx actually catching up in farm and actually getting ahead slowly now. Garen just becoming a tanky member for the team, getting his Sunfire Cape bust. Standard build. And it looks like they are preparing for Dragon. Looks like they're warding it up, making sure it's all cleared. A miss of the hook means that, you know, nothing's really going to happen. Kha'Zix coming in from that way though. They should probably bait this out since Malzahar is here too. Damn it. They saw the ward, so they can't bait it out. And as soon as that, oh my god, Morgana getting a little bit antsy there. A miss. Oh no, a heal for the rocket. So Morgana getting a little bit antsy, almost costs her life with the ultimate. And Thresh having to use, Lucian having to use the heal to survive the Jinx rocket. So all in all, it just reduced them a summoner. Jinx rocket is a lower cool. Oh my god, Jinx rocket is a lower cooldown than heal. Ari still struggling in this lane, but 132 farm for the Annie. However, Garen is going to get his top turret. Now completed his Sunfire cape, he's going to be slowly pushing out that top lane. Especially with the spin to win. I'll have to see what items are being picked up here. Malzahar is still going for... Oh, just completed his Runic Echoes. Looks to be a Lilandre's, or at least a Haunting Guys for now. And actually Garen is going to die. We'll see what happens here. So I think Garen just, after taking the turret, it looks like blue team rotate over. And it is a 2 versus 1. But this time they're both full health. And, oh, actually he cancels out his move there. So a good gank by the blue team. Meanwhile, however, while the jungler was up top lane trying to get a kill for Garen. Oh god, I think Annie just killed. Yep, Annie just killed him with his ultimate. We'll see that again, just for, the sake of anything. I think Ari just gets a little too far forwards. Easy ultimate, easy Q, and there is nothing you can do. Meanwhile, however, they are going to secure their second Infernal Drake, giving them a good amount of bonus attack damage and ability power, up to 16%, which is pretty significant when they get their full builds. Lucian putting some damage onto Jinx. Even though they've had a good lane, you can see the power of Lucian still being able to trade. Oh, just missing with the binding there. Malzahar going to come up into the lane. Going to see what he can do. And he's level 12 actually. The highest level in the game right now. We'll have to see what's going on. Garen picking up a Ninja Tabi as well. There is 3 AD on the enemy team, so I can see the point of going a lot of armor right now. You'll probably need a little bit of magic resistance, but as long as you build some health, you won't die to Annie's burst. You'll just get hurt by it. It looks like Malzahar and Garen are actually going to try and do the Void Herald here. And Malzahar is very good at doing it. We have a gank bottom lane, however, and a rocket comes out. We'll have to see it again. However, the Kha'Zix roam does mean that the Q connects and Morgana dies. So while Malzahar and Garen are doing that, oh, Kha'Zix rotates over through the river, gets spotted, and Morgana's just out of position. However, the rocket does pick up the Thresh, so they do get a trade, and it is an even trade, considering that Lucian didn't actually damage anyone. So all in all, a fair trade. Kha'Zix still down bot. Well, actually, the red side jungle is making a bigger play of getting Garen the Rift Herald buff, and with the Rift Herald buff, Garen is actually going to become a bit of a stronger force. We'll have to see if they gank him or not, because the Rift Herald is now more of a, I want to dominate my lane. It gives you this like stacking damage bar. And it takes 5% less damage, which can mean a lot. That's a free bond of stone, pretty much. Oh. Jinx playing it very confidently here. We'll have to see if she actually gets too confident. Though she does have a heal and flash, whereas the enemy Lucian does not. Oh no, Garen might lose his Rift Herald buff here.
I am awakened.
Garen is probably just going to flash. He's going to have to flash. Oh, he fails his flash. Oh no, Garen fails his flash, and there goes the Rift Herald buff. So, Kha'Zix and Riven getting rid of that Rift Herald buff pretty nicely. Trying to take the Scuttle Crab, but getting caught out, not realizing there's actually a ward here that might have seen him, I'm not sure. Jinx finishing up her Infinity Edge, getting that recurve bow, so she's going to be able to get towards the Runan's Hurricane. Meanwhile, it does see, I know, that might be a Rylai's Crystal Scepter for the Malzahar. I'm liking the idea. The slows really help the Voidlings catch up with the Malefic Visions. It's not that much of a slow, but it makes a lot of difference in Malzahar's damage if the target is actually CC'd in some form, because the Voidlings don't have to keep catching up. Annie's still slowly pushing that wave away, but it looks like Annie getting too cocky, not actually warding one of her sides. We'll see how this turns out. Keeping an eye on other lanes here. Here he comes. And a flash ultimate there by Annie. The charm needs to come out and she is dead. Beautiful gang by the red team. A flash ult for the Malzahar locks her down. She cannot do anything without a Quicksilver Slash or a Cleanse. And the charm to follow it up just keeps her CC'd lock, and Garen just ults her for the kill, which is easily done. Now Garen actually going to come rotate bottom lane here, going to just dive under tower by the looks of it. I don't think they even give a fuck. But bottom lane are in a bit of a sticky situation right now. They're really heavily damaged, and Kha'Zix could definitely reset off them. They have to worry about that. An ultimate does get dodged out by the Lucian. Does pop his Yomos actually. Oh, and almost dies to the rocket damage on the turret. Malzahar coming up here to support, however, because of the Kha'Zix being here. And it looks like they just want to take out this turret. They've called out for Malzahar. Garen does have his teleport to help out if the top lane gets pushed up a little too far, but a nice rotation for the red team. Garen going to roam around the enemy jungle for right now. We'll see if any wards get placed. There's a ward here and a ward here. Garen actually does get a nice aggressive ward in the bush, just about. So he's going to be happy with that. And a flash for the Riven. Riven actually rotating. Kha'Zix jumping in. A teleport for the Garen. Garen actually coming in behind. Riven trying to take out the Morgana. Is actually going to do it, but trades her life support for top lane, and that's not very good. And it's actually a shutdown for the Malzahar. So Malzahar getting that extra bonus gold means it is worth it for the red team. As a support for a Riven that is on a spree is definitely not worth it. Ward control, the blue team have some good wards down, but it's more defensive. They've definitely got a really defensive line of wards. However, there's none in the top lane. And for the red team, again, there is no wards apart from this pink on Baron for the red team, and a few here and there, though they have just died and moved out, so the wards are going to slowly come around. However, Malzahar and Morgana are coming back out, so that Tracker's Knife and Sightstone should provide them with decent vision. Blue team, however, Kha'Zix getting some vision down as well. Actually wards his blue buff. A really nice aggressive ward right there. Going to see Malzahar coming in. And the blue team are going to try and stop the third Infernal Drake. I think this is a good call for the blue team. They can't have 3 Infernal Drakes. And Thresh is just keeping his eye away. However, Kha'Zix does get the buff. No Voidlings. However, Lucian does go down. We'll have to see this. No Voidlings for the Malzahar. Malzahar's nearly down and does actually get killed. And this is looking bad for the red team. Kha'Zix getting a reset. However, top lane is pushing out there. So Malzahar tries to go for the third dragon because blue team need to stop it or else they're going to get a massive buff to their attack damage, which is 24%. 2 do go down. We'll have to see how that changes the game and see if the blue team are going to get more confidence in themselves. So they actually take down a turret as well. However, Garen is taking out an inhibitor turret. Is actually just going to fucking kill. And is he going to survive? The Annie ultimate does lock him down. The Q, I do believe that's enough with the Rylai slow from Annie. Annie actually pretty tanky right now. Malzahar did go for his Rylai. He's got his Boots of Swiftness, his Runic Echoes. I wonder what he'll go for next. He might actually go for that Haunting guy for the dot build. I'm wondering if he actually has Deathfire's Touch. Because Rylai's and Leandra's Torment, sorry, does work well together with Malzahar. The more tankier build as well. No wards around for the red team. There's one ward here. We'll have to see what happens. Still not much of a warding cycle. Oh. Oh god, Annie actually stuns him right in the face. It is going to be a kill for the Ahri. Jinx actually kills Annie in the backline because she was out of position. Ahri picks out the Lucian. So 2 of the main carries down. And a nice binding from the Morgana, and that guy is just dead into the charm, and boom, dead. Jinx picking up that kill. Going to be 7-0 for the Jinx right now, not even dying. And that's an easy kill. I think Jinx is not going to use her rocket. Riven rotates over. Garen's really tanky, probably can actually dive this turret. Not going to decide to do that though. Just going to take out the turret for the red team. Red team are just going to solidly take this turret. Malzahar is still farming, but that's okay. Red team probably going to try. Oh, they're going to back off this inhibitor. However, Garen's going to try and take the inhibitor on his own. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Some good aggressive wards being placed on the way back. And it looks like Jinx and Morgana are going to try and push out this lane. However, they have sent the reinforcements to defend the turret. And red team are just going to back away from that. Quickly looking at the build, since there's no action going on. Garen has now bought a black cleaver and he's actually got some magic resistance, so he's actually bought some more damage and some magic resistance, so he's pretty versatile right now. He's not like suited up to anyone, you know, he can do some damage and he can tank it up. Malzahar still those items apart from the ruby crystal. Morgana picking up some gold. Might have enough to finish the... Actually, no, because she hasn't got the second part yet. So it doesn't have enough to finish the Zhonya's, I don't think. Oh, she might do. I think she might do. Jinx actually going to grab the red buff since Malzahar is around. I like that idea. I think Jinx is in the definite carry position right now. 7-0. Keeping her defended is a good idea, though there is a lot of carries for the... red team here with a carry jungler in the Malzahar too. And I think she's pretty healthy and tanky, but the stun does come off. And that passive. Oh, however, the blue team does rotate over, and even though this Garen is pretty tanky, he's not tanky enough. And both to go down, a double kill for the Riven, that's pretty scary. Riven is 7-4 with pretty decent amount of farm. Actually, not that decent. Jinx got the most farm for the red team with 108, 195 now. Climbing up. Red team in the lead by 5,000 gold. Should really be thinking of grouping and pressuring right now rather than actually laning. The laning phase is over and you have not many wards, near no wards aggressively. This one is about to time out and this one isn't an aggressive ward. They need to group up, get some wards down in their red side jungle and blue side jungle and actually prepare for the Drake since it's about to start up. Instead of warding the Drake, ward around it. So up here would be amazing for the Drake as wards. This is fine, but having one here and having one about here or here would really help them out. Drake is going to spawn in 35 seconds. We'll have to make sure, see if all 5 of them are there. Garen doesn't have to be there, he can just teleport in. But he has to teleport in. We'll see if they realize it's about to come up. I mean, it's the timer is literally on the map for you now. When it turns golden, it's about to spawn. It's under 20 seconds. So they should see that. It looks like they want to try and flank around the blue team here. But it looks like a few of them are going to go to the dragon buff. However, so is the blue team. The blue team are heading over here too. They realize the dragon buff is spawning. This is this an ocean drake? I do believe this is an ocean drake. So this is pretty valuable for the blue or red team to get. Is this the ocean drake? I'm not quite sure if this is the ocean drake. I have no clue if this is the ocean drake. Oh, Lucian gets caught out. Lucian just getting caught out by a binding there. And Thresh walks up as well with no real vision of this. It's just gonna have to flash. Malzahar and Garen are causing a commotion in the top lane as well. And while they do get a kill again, they are getting killed, but the inhibitor is down, so that is going to push. That could be a way into the base, or at least to apply some pressure. Was it the Cloud Drake? Or it's the Ocean Drake? Restoring 4% missing health. They did nerf that, so it's not as great. But it does help. Either way, you know, regenerating health and mana is helpful. And they have much better ward coverage now. As soon as I was complaining, look at all these wards. Pretty decent around the map, as you can see. Alright, getting back into the game. Going for a defensive build, going for a Abyssal Scepter, Morello and Omicron, going for a lot of cooldown reduction for herself. Morgana using her Ghost just to spot out the Annie and Thresh. Jinx now finishing her Runans and actually getting a Lord Dominic's Regards, so really far ahead for the Jinx. Meanwhile, Lucian actually has a Black Cleaver for some unknown reason. It seems as if the buff is going to the Garen by the looks of it. We'll have to see what happens mid, however. We're going to keep our eyes on mid. She does get spotted out by a ward there. Oh, however, a ward over there does see out the Annie just before it ends. Thresh and Kha'Zix clearing out that pink wall that's been sat next to Baron all this time. Oh, Ahri a little bit out of position. Does dodge out the stun. Very good dodge. And the bait of the stun means that they have no engage. The red team should be going in right now. They're a little scared, however. I'm not sure why they're so scared. They saw the Tibbers was down. So that is the engage gone. They need to think about going in here. No one really making the call for it. Thresh out of position, however, and Thresh just dies to Garen, and that is it. They should have gone in. Like I said, they are down their initiation ultimate, and they are looking scary. And actually, Riven is bottom lane, so not sure why they didn't pull the trigger there. However, they are going to secure. It looks like middle tower is going to be secured. Thresh is flashed, and he is away, I'm pretty sure. And they're just chasing this kill. They should just turn onto this turret right now. Grab the turret. Or they should maybe go to the middle inhibitor where Jinx is right now. Jinx is going to get down the turret. I think Jinx might just focus the turret. No, just pop it a shot. But the turret is going to go down. Oh, Ahri going forwards there, but gets caught out. We'll have to see what this happens. However, Garen's a very tanky person with his team there. Lucian trying to go in onto the Jinx, however, does get destroyed. Jinx flashes away, scared of the Annie's damage. And a well-executed team fight, and that is going to be game for the red team, I'm pretty sure. Even though Ahri did get caught out there, the rest of the blue team jumped in on it. And that's a surrender, so the game is over. So even though Ahri did get caught out, the Thresh, everyone seemed to pile in and just get caught out as well. So it was a good game. It's fun to record and cast. It's 32 minutes, so it's not that long of a game. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you the next time I shoutcast.